go. So good luck, both runners. So there are many ways to start a seed. Some already walk to World 2 to go to Kusa Castle and see the sealed items. Some other just loot the castle right away. Looting castle is useful because there are a lot of items, even if it's kind of low tier. But we have a hint, which we're about to see. It's the minister on the throne. And hints will give you, well, hints about where to look for your items. So it can be a path to the void, which if you know the Zelda randomizers is like the way of the hero, it's a location that is required because a required item is there. So here it's Northern Mountain path to the void. It means that any check in Northern Mountain is required because it has a required item. So either tablet, a antivirus bracelet, or an item leading to loot.
Yep. Now, if I do remember correctly, though, North Mountain does not always just confirm is the World 1 check, though. It could also be the Bahamut check that is also considered North Mountain in World 3. So it doesn't just mean that, right away, that North Mountain check is going to be a tablet or something good. It can also, like Ron was saying, it could also be an item, though, like, from this check you get the Hiryu Call, and then the Hiryu Call leads you to another item. It doesn't just mean, like, at that location is a path of the void, is the tablet. It just could mean in this long series of chain of items, eventually it'll lead to a tablet, so.
Yes, so here Luigimeister goes to World 2 to fetch some other items and some other hints in Castle Sogate, while Freddeh goes straight to the Pirate's Cove to get some other items, some fine loot. So in Titan Castle, we actually got a white robe, and here we get an elf cape. These are some really good loot for World 1 checks.
Yeah, because the items are tiered, so like obviously in World 1, you're likely to find less kind of lower item level stuff. I'll use item level, but like lower tiered stuff. But there is some overflow, so there's the possibility of a low tier chest having something pretty high level on there. And we're also seeing, like Ron was mentioning, kind of our runners taking two different kind of paths to this. I know I myself normally go the Tycoon, and then I go to the Pirate, and then I come over to here to Tool. But we're seeing Luigi actually kind of do a route that's a little bit more common with like people like IB Karma, where it's going to go into World 2, find the stuff that's there, and see if you can get a early boss there that's going to catapult you ahead on both experience and on loot as well.
Yeah, so one thing we forgot to mention when talking about the tiered rewards, monster in the boxes are guaranteed to be are almost guaranteed to be tier 9, which is the highest tier, and there's one in Tool, so we should see that quite soon.
Yep. And tier 9 is stuff where like things like Samurai reside, just because Samurai is just so strong as a job that we kind of needed to really tier it up there. Otherwise, you just get so many people who are like, I got Guild Toss really early in the game, and we're just gonna kind of steam plow our way through everything.
Yeah, there are also the legendary equipments, like legendary weapons like Excalibur, Masamune, etc. It can definitely help you. And flying Lonka runes, I believe, are one of the paths to the void.
Yeah, so we've seen North Mountain and Flying. I think I think you're right. I think North Mountain and Flying Lonka runes are now both Path of the Void.
And there's also another hint Luigimeister got, but I was on the. Okay,
Same.
and same for Moogle Waterway, which is an accessible World 2 locations.
Yep.
Oh, it's Lonka runes with Ifrit's Fire. Actually, it's a direct hint. So that's another type of hint you can get, where instead of Path to Void required locations, it tells you which item is there. It might be required or not, so depending on what it is, you might want to check it nonetheless. Like if it tells you Moogle Suit, Miritar, or a Temple Page, you might want to check it anyway, because it gives you a powerful high-tier location.
Yeah, so Luigimeister is checking our sealed castle, and there's a Ragnarok, and we found White Phoenix. So he's picking up Ragnarok because we are starting off with Freelancer's a job, so he can, and running shoes. That's another
running shoes. That's a
pretty
perfect combo.
Yes, I was gonna say that's a pretty high pickup. I'm surprised he didn't snap up those running shoes right away.
If you can equip it.
Oh yeah, true. That might be the one thing that's holding him back. Big guard. He's gonna pick up that, and I don't know if he has blue magic, but that's another one if you can find the blue spell. Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably picking up white 6.
And yeah, white magic is something you definitely want to get. It's your easiest source of healing that you can get, and it also gives you holy if you get it, and that's really powerful, and it doesn't cost much MP.
Yep, and I do know Luigimeister has seen Cure 2. I don't know if he picked it up when he saw it, but even just seeing Cure 2 is really good.
Yeah, LuigimeisterSA also saw live from Castle Silgate. We also got Odin and Conjure, which is a powerful combo because Conjure is summoning for free, but the summon you get is random, but if you only have one summon, it's guaranteed to be it. So if you only have Odin and Conjure, it's basically free Odin, which is powerful because the early bosses in the vanilla game generally aren't heavy and can be instant killed.
Yeah, it's very similar to the run I had where I found the Conjure and the Odin really early. What makes Odin so much better in 5 than it is in like 6 and 4 is Odin has 2 modes in this. It has the instant kill mode, like Ron was saying, for bosses that are not heavy, which a lot of them are. It just instant kills them.
Well, talking about some heavy, here is Minotaur on the Abductor spot on Baal Castle. We're definitely going to see that way later.
Yeah, he hits like a truck regardless of where he is, and at some spot like Abductor at this low level, you're not going to take him on.
And you cannot use magic, so you cannot heal.
Yeah, you can't heal. You couldn't even use the Odin ability, the Conjure ability, because so what I was saying, the other part of the Odin ability, if it can't instant kill, it has its Gungnir Spear, where it does do a flat, non-elemental piercing magic damage to the boss, or to the enemy as well, so it's not like, oh man, they aren't instantly killable, this Odin is useless. No, it still does really, really good damage, even if you can't instant kill them.
And we have Wolf's Meteor on the path to the Void, so we already have like 2 paths to the Void already, and those are easily accessible.
Yep, yeah, they're really quick to find.
We actually have 3 of them.
Did we catch the other one?
Moogle Waterway.
Oh, okay, Moogle Waterway was Path of the Void? Okay, I didn't see that one. They're getting a lot of good Path of the Void hints. Because normally, so the 3 kind of, the tiers of lists, or the tiers of hints, I'll call them. So the best hints you can find are Path of the Voids, because that tells you right away, somewhere on this chain you're finding a tablet. Or bracelet, or anti-barrier.
Talking about the tablets, we had 4 tablets in World 1. So this is yet another type of hints you can get. It tells you that a specific item can be found in a specific world, so it's larger than a direct hint.
Yep.
But if that's like an item you really want to access a path to the Void location, you definitely love to see that, so you know in which world to check it.
Yep, in Tablet 4 and World 1, none of the World 1 bosses are going to probably give them too much trouble, so you'd much rather find like Tablet in World 1 than like Tablet in World 3. So seeing that early is always good too, because that's 3 more pickups you can get out of the sealed castle once you can get through. Unless you run into something like Omniscient, who's really going to gatekeep a lot here, or some of the other bad ones like Necrophobia can still be kind of rough to run into in World 1. But yeah, we'll have to see.
The only issue is that we have many World 1 locations past the Void and 4th tablet in World 1, so it might also add up, like, kind of double hint.
Yeah. That is kind of, that was one of the other things like I've run into before. It's like, well, I got a hint that told me the tablet was in World 1, and then a hint that said, hey, this is on the Path of Void that led right to that tablet. So it's like, oh, that was kind of 2 wasted hints, but Tyrannosaurus, so that's an easy kill.
Yeah, that's an easy kill, especially if you have a life pal or item, like a Phoenix Down. You can instantly kill it since it's an undead monster.
Which I don't think he has, but he has Ragnarok, which is just gonna one-shot it.
And he survives with 1 HP. So, what is it going to give us?
Yeah, so Shrine is a really common check you'll do, even if it's not on the Path of Void, just because it
That's
does give you
already a
the
third
key item.
tablet. That's
Did
already a
it-
third tablet.
The third tablet was in Wind Shrine? Okay. Well,
So, we also know fourth tablet is in World 1.
yeah.
That's really powerful.
So not only are you getting the tablet, you're also getting the 3 extra items that you get out of the Wind Shrine as well. So not a bad hit to check up. Meanwhile, Freddeh ran into the Leviathan at probably the worst spot. Giant's Club, Image is good, and the Ninja Crystal. Ninja Crystal and Knight.
Those are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Mystic Knight can use Magic Blade, which allows you to do more damage if you hit the right element. If your enemy is weak to an element, that's perfect to have. The Ninja is also good because it's generally really fast. It can throw elemental scrolls, which do AoE elemental damage. They can also dual wield, and if you master the Ninja, you can also dual wield with a Freelancer, which is really good to have in the end game if you have both jobs.
Yeah.
And finally, the Knight. The Knight can equip all swords and shields, so it can equip Excalibur and Ragnarok, and it has a lot of HP. And if you master the Knight, the Freelancer is going to get the Knight's HP, which is powerful. It gives you many tools to survive in the void.
Yeah, a lot of people think like that the Freelancer job isn't that great because it's the job that you start off with. But in this randomizer, with how much extra AVP and everything you're getting, the Freelancer job is honestly one of the best you can find because you get all of those like abilities. So like even if you don't master the Knight, you get the ability to equip swords fairly early in the Knight ability. So it's like, okay, well, I'll master Ninja to get the dual wield, and then I'll get just far enough in Knight to get equip swords. So now my Freelancer can equip swords, so you can do the Ragnarok, Excalibur dual wielding shenanigans. And then if you find like X Fight, then you're just like, well, now I'm just going to town because I'm dual wielding with X Fight with a Ragnarok and a Excalibur. Who doesn't want that?
Freelancers can equip everything by default. The only thing they inherit from the other classes when they master it are the statistics. So they always get the best statistics they can from the other jobs. So since the Knight has high HP, it gets the Knight's HP.
Now this is a great spot to run into the Guardians. I just wanted to bring that up because like the Guardians can be very, very nasty, and they do hit like a truck. But here at this spot, you can see they're doing 0 damage. So that is a fight that if you run into in a bad spot where they do like 400 damage a hit, and they are very fast too.
Well, they can also be instant killed by Odin. So since we have Conjure, you can just use Conjure and True Edge, and it's over.
I don't think Luigi knows that though, he would have done it by now. I think
he doesn't have Conjure, and he doesn't have enough MP to cast Odin yet.
I saw Conjure on, I believe his Ferris has Conjure.
Ferris has Conjure? Oh.
I think I saw a Conjure on his Ferris, yeah. His Ferris has Conjure, so I just don't think he knows. That or he doesn't know he has Odin. Maybe either way, he got through it pretty quick though, so it's not like it ate up too much time.
Yeah, so that was a quite easy fight. That's a good, as you say, that's a good spot for Guardians. And, well, it was required since you need to complete Torno Canal to get to Ship Graveyard. No, wait. It's just near Northern Mountain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this doesn't lead to the North Mountain.
He didn't get Odin. I don't think he got Odin in Silk Castle. He got Ragnarok.
Okay, maybe. That would also explain it if he didn't. Why he didn't use it.
Yeah, that would be hard if he didn't use Odin. If he didn't know.
Yeah, and just kind of to exactly to why this randomizer is also so fun as well. It's just because you do get some very different, like 2 different runners can have 2 completely different strategies that they're using, just because of different items pulled out of the sealed castle, or different preferences, or different just like how they want to approach the seed. So like one could go the Odin Conjure route, while the other person kind of did go more of a physical route because they found the Ragnarok, the haste shoes, and things like that. So.
And if you find a boss you can actually instant kill, Freddeh is not going to use Odin because he has Slash.
Yeah.
Slash is the samurai last command, and it can instantly kill a non-heavy enemy, so
Yeah, and you would be amazed how many bosses are not heavy in this. Like it's like now to the designer's point. I mean, there's no way 30 years ago, because this game came out in 1992, so it is almost 30 years old, that they would have been like, in 30 years in the future, they're gonna randomize this game and put all this stuff in different spots. So they had no way of knowing. So there's really no reason to code bosses to have protection from instant kill abilities when there's no way physically possible in the game to have instant kill abilities where they are. But yeah, it just does make things like Slash or Odin like that extremely powerful.
I mean, being heavy means you're immune to most of the status effects, but you can also be vulnerable to instant death even if you are heavy, or even if you are not heavy, you can be immune to instant death. Like it's kind of a combination of both. Truly.
Yeah, and
you'd have to know the bosses.
Here you plant another enemy that can be instant killed. You can use Slash on it, you can use Odin on it, and it instantly kills them.
And there was life 2 in the Mughal Runaway. That's going
good.
to be really useful, and that's Gilgamesh 3 on the Tyrannosaur spot. So we know this spot is required, but Gilgamesh 3 with Enkidu can be tricky, because if Enkidu does come, Enkidu will full heal Gilgamesh 3, and
Right
as
there.
you can see, they have a lot of HP, so you would have to be able to kill both of them quickly.
Yep.
So with Odin, it can be fast because it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's gonna say, and Enkidu, I believe. Never mind, it's the Abductor that can be instant killed. But he's still putting out a good bit of damage pretty quickly. So Freddeh is using the Conjure Odin strats, and there goes Enkidu. Is he gonna sleep?
And now Gilgamesh should be set to escape, but
Poor
you
Lena.
can also kill him. You can also kill him. And
Poor Lena
Lena
taking
died.
another. That poor girl takes a dirt nap almost every single fight. It seems like.
Yeah, she often dies first.
Yeah. Like in my run, I think she died in every single fight that I ran into, and it's just like, how is she this unlucky that the boss is just like, yeah, her. She's the one we need to drop ASAP. Never mind the rogue that's doing all this crazy damage. It's her.
So what are the flags? You mean the settings? So this is what we call race settings, where we have one tablet available at the beginning. World 2 is accessible, but World 3 is locked. You need to defeat Exodus at Exodus Castle to unlock World 3 and Void. We also enforce all jobs in the seed. All jobs are available in here.
Yep. So everything is available. That doesn't mean it's like available in stores or something like that. It just means somewhere there is a check that does have every job. So our samurai is hidden out here somewhere.
Yeah, samurai or Gyaldos comments are hidden, but they generally are hidden in the highest tiers, so they could be in the Void, Mughal Village, Mirage Village, or like Pyramid.
So RPG Mail, to the question, what are the flags? So I don't have a quick way I can post it, but we can go over them really quick. So random sprite, palette sprites, that's pretty uncommon we include. Enforce all jobs is on. The big ones are that, Enforce all jobs, World 1 and 2 is open upon the start. So the only world that is locked is World 3. We do have everybody starts with the first tablet to make the run just a little bit more shorter, because if you're looking for 4 tablets, it takes a good bit longer, but also allows you to start off with the sealed cave to find some good items as well. I think those are the 3 big ones.
Yeah, so Chemist in Lakes is powerful. You like to have the Chemist accessible early, because Chemist gives you 2 abilities, Drink and Mix, which are 2 ways to raise your battle level, which is good to have in the final battle, especially if you have Gyaldos, since Gyaldos scales on your level. So having the Chemist, which means you basically get both those abilities easily by grinding the Chemist, is really good.
Yes, I mean, there's never there's very rarely ever a reason to not take chemist.
So, oh, that's a cargo fight on Nagisa. So remember, Northern Mountain is Path to the Void. So this can be required.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do see Army bringing up a good point. So if you are using the Odin strats, you actually, if you find another Esper, I had to do this in mine. You sometimes will reset out just to not get that chest because you don't want to have the Ifrit and the Conjure mix. So if you see him just reset out because he gets an Esper, that is the reason why he is doing that. He does not actively want any other Esper at this time outside of Odin.
Alright, so on Nagisa was this steamship key. So this might be her Path to the Void item, which means in the logical chain, our next destination should be the steamship.
Yep. And then we'll see where that takes us from there. Okay, so let's see. So we got Freddeh taking on his sealed castle. We got LuigimeisterSA. Looks like he is going to go do... Maybe he's just shopping. I don't know if he's gotten his hint here from Karnak. I don't think he has. I don't think he's gotten the Karnak hint.
Alright, so Freddeh takes Tyrannosaurus out with Odin to get the third tablet. Yeah, so you can see both different routes, like rushing some bosses early, or, getting some other stuff and getting beefed up before going to the bosses.
There was the mute spell. I'm wondering if you picked that up. Mute's normally... It's not the best way to cast mute. Normally you want to find, like, mute blade. Yeah. But mute in a pinch sometimes does work, especially if you run into our friend Omniscient. And you're just like, alright, well, I guess I'm going to have to just spam the mute spell over and over again because I really don't have a caster-heavy lineup.
And Anti-Barrier is also in World 1.
We have a stacked World 1 today.
Yes.
So, because we know somewhere in World 4, the fourth tablet is somewhere here in World 1. We found the third tablet here in World 1, and we have the anti-barrier here in World 1 as well. Yeah, who even needs the other worlds? It could be a Jet Seed. Jet Seeds can be really rough in this randomizer, just because, like, yeah, you get to everything you need, but it's really hard to do low-level Ted and Ned fight. So it's like, okay, well, I'm probably still gonna have to do some grinding and do some extra bosses just to get me leveled up to the point. Because unlike in Free Enterprise, we don't have, like, we don't have Sirens. So it's not like we have a spot where we can just grind on bosses really quick. And also, like, in World 6 and Worlds Collide, there's not a good way to really power level up people.
Also, yes, if you, like, get comboed before World 3, it also means you will be lacking some gear. Like, it's better if you can still do some checks in World 3 to get some good equipments, like, as I said, Mirage Village, Mughal Village, or Pyramid, before going to the Void. Like, you really, if you can, check those, because getting Freelancer or Mimic with Gildos and Nyx is really going to make the final boss way easier.
Yeah, the Samurai Chemist mix currently is kind of like the way to beat Ted and Ned really quickly. It's just kind of a tried and true, and it's especially easy to set up, so...
I mean, it's mainly using Gildos. Like, you can use Drink, Mix, or even Hero's Rhymes, like Hero's Song.
Yeah.
But you're going to mainly use Gildos. If you don't have Gildos, you can use elemental spells and elemental power using Mix. And, well, so that was a quick Azumagia on Freddeh's screen. And he learned Mix.
Magus Hat and Bison Sword. Okay, so nothing from there.
That's the wrong meteor, because, Wolf's Meteor is on Path to the Void, but that was not Wolf's Meteor.
Nope. But still, the meteors provide pretty good experience, so there's no reason to count. They're normally pretty quick checks.
Yeah, Lina died again.
Yeah, like I said, she just takes L's all over the place. Like, every fight, it seems like the bosses just, like, have it in for her, and they're like, she's the one we gotta knock out ASAP.
Yeah, you don't want her to die, though, because Freddeh equipped the Chemist on her, so he wanted those ability points to get the Chemist commands. So her dying is actually bad. and LuigimeisterSA takes Shiva out. So what are we going? Oh, Biotober has Aerial, that's good to know. And we find our bracelet.
So there's that. So there's one of our Go Mode or I guess World 3 unlock items out of the way.
Yeah, required item. So that's how Path to the Void end. But since we finished the steamship, we also have to do Karnak Castle.
Another really good thing for checks too. Karnak has a lot of chests that are in there as well. So it's another one that's like, it's not the best if you're looking for checks. Like it's not like we were saying earlier, it's not Moogle Suit, it's not Mirage Village. But if you have to do steamship, you do kind of get rewarded for getting this for all these chests. I mean, and we found some high level stuff in here before. I found Ragnaroks in here. I found chicken knives in here. So there is good stuff to be found.
Yeah, since there are a lot of monster in the box chest, which means tier 9 equipment, so a good chance to get high equipment. However,
Lena goes down again.
Yeah, LuigimeisterSA is kinda low level for this area yet.
Yeah, but I think he's got enough equipment to really kind of carry him through it. So, which tends to be like just randomizers in general, but especially in this one where you're just like, oh, I found some high level stuff, and this is just going to carry me through a lot of it. I'm going to go back and heal to get Lena back up, because you do want some of the experience that's going to come out of these trap tests as well. And you normally have plenty of time. And Gilgamesh 1 goes down quickly to the true edge.
Yeah, so Gilgamesh 1 is not heavy, so it can be instantly killed. So Odin goes brother, and that was the catapult reward, and it was not required. But doing the catapult puts you directly near Crescent Village and the Black Chocobo Forest, so those are additional good checks. Like the Black Chocobo has tier 6 checks. It might be good to check those.
Yeah, see, I always forget to come and check this city, and I think it's bitten me in the butt a few times.
Oh, and outside of Karnak Castle is Twin Tenia.
Here's hoping he can drop it down just fast enough, because yeah, Twin Tenia is not a fun fight anywhere. But I don't know how much HP this slot has, so you might be able to just burn it down. There we go. Makes quick work of it.
That was like 2000 HP since it's Iron Claw.
Yeah. The Immortal Assassin Iron Claw, wherever you get the internet, the Immortal Bounty Hunter Iron Claw, whatever he is, that just does not fit into this game at all.
And it gives us the full page. So yeah, Twin Tenia, you can either kill it quick if it has low HP, or you can try to survive until you see Twin Tenia charging up for Giga Flare. In this specific state, Twin Tenia loses her heavy flag and you can instantly kill her. Odin, or Greg, or X-Zone, etc.
Freddeh has ran into the worst boss in the entire game. I hate this boss with a passion that you just do not understand. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed the Stalkers. I don't know there's no given strategy, because you think, oh, well, since it randomly targets, you want to use AoE magic. Well, if you do that and you don't kill them, then all 4 of them cast this AoE spell. And there's no way to visually tell which Stalker is the right one either. So it's not like, oh, what you're supposed to do is single target the one that flashes. You just have to randomly get lucky and find the right one and get a kill it.
Yeah, and spamming Odin might not be a good idea. Well, it went through, but as you
got
saw,
lucky there.
Odin targets randomly, and if it gets on the wrong Stalker, it just goes through it, and no damage. You just burnt your MP.
Yeah, the best that you can hope for is that you can just one-shot it, because the very first attack that you do on it is and there's the anti-barrier.
Anti-barrier, nice. So
everything's in World 1.
Yeah, so we have access to Exodus Castle, and by extension to World 3. We are only missing the second tablet, since we know the 4th tablet is in World 1, and we could be in Go mode. This seed can go pretty quickly, or it could also last very long, because we don't know what the second tablet is. And also, having early access to Exodus Castle can be either good or bad, depending on what kind of jobs and equipment you have. If you go unprepared, Exodus is just going to
Give you a bad day.
Party swipe.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. The X-Death fight is not easy. For being, it's kind of like a mid-state, like midway through the randomizer boss, but he is very much kind of his own roadblock, where it's like, hey, you're gonna have to be able to take on X-Death, and he can cast some very high-level spells once he starts getting low on health, and it's not the easiest thing ever. Find some softs. Always pick up softs, people. There's so many bosses that cast stone. You want a lot of softs.
Alright, so we have a hint here. Moogle Waterway holds the trench page, which we cannot really know because we went there. But what was truly good to know is that it was Path to the Void, so it might be required to do trench page. But since it's in World 3, and the only item we would be missing from World 3 would be our second tablet, we might have, or we might just know where everything is at this point.
Yep. Yeah, we're either in for a hunt for that tablet 2, or we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah,
One of the two.
Yeah, if I didn't make any mistake on reading the hints, of course. But if I read it correctly, well, it means Trench has either the second tablet or a key item leading to the second tablet, and that's all we need to know.
Yep.
So
we'll have to see.
Well, Crayclaw is going to die easily on LuigimeisterSA's screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't imagine Crayclaw is gonna put up much of a fight there. Now I missed where was this Crayclaw? Oh, okay, this was the Waltz Kingdom check.
Oh,
okay.
Equip Ribbon, that might help a lot. Like if you get fight with an enemy that gives you a lot of status effects, you can just do Equip Ribbon on one of your character and a ribbon if you have one. The ribbon is a traditional item from the Final Fantasy series that makes you immune to any status effect.
Yep.
And in this game, Equip Ribbon also allows you to equip Dancer's gear, like red shoes, and those can be really good to have. Like if you have the Dance ability or the Dancing Dagger, equipping the red shoes or the tiara or the rainbow suit makes you not dance Tempting Tango and instead boosts your sword dance potential, which does a lot of damage. So it can be one of the good strats to have.
And they did also get the Yoichi bow from that check as well, and the Yoichi bow is another really, really good bow. So if you have a bow user, it has an upped critical % chance, and also I think it does more critical hit damage than normal, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the Yoichi bow, if you've got a bow user, is kind of one of those, ooh, I'm really glad I found that kind of items.
Yeah, so basically you have two good bows, the Artemis bow, which has the highest attack stat in the bow family, and the Yoichi bow, which not only boosts your strength stat, but also has a higher crit rate than Artemis. It has less pure attack, but more crit rate.
Yep, before you run into Carbuncle, which again, the Odin actually goes through the Carbuncle's beginning spot, so it makes it because it is a piercing. So having Odin to take care of that Carbuncle is actually really nice.
Yes. So we get a Lilith Rod. That's
not much there.
That's not the right meteor.
Yep. So not what you want to see there. Did find a magic sword ability, but I think they've already got a higher magic sword ability to begin with.
On the other side, we have Chimera Brain in the Ancient Library. That's the Ifrit spot normally.
Another pretty quick and easy boss for that location. I mean, the Kimbrain is normally always a pretty easy boss. There's the second tablet.
Wait. What?
Wait, did it say second tablet, right? And that the fourth tablet is also in World 1 too somewhere? Or did we misread a hint somewhere?
I must have misread a Moogle Waterway hint then. Well, that means... Wait a minute, that means World 1 actually had all the Gomod items.
That is insane. That was second tablet. So if we actually rolled a seed that had all the Go mode items in a single world, that I've never had that happen before. That's absolutely batty. This is the jettiest of seeds.
Yeah, so Luigimeister has 3 tablets now, is only missing the 4th tablet, which is also in World 1. So right now, you can just loot Koza Castle, get prepared, and do all World 1 bosses.
Still not picking up those running shoes.
Yeah, he just picked up the running shoes and Odin. That's going to help him a lot.
Did he pick up the running shoes? I thought he skipped it, or maybe he picked it up. I think he skipped.
He took it.
Did he? Okay. So there's his second, and he's got one more tablet he can use. Yep, there he goes. So yeah, he did skip the running shoes, Strizer is saying.
So there are key item locked spots, but there aren't any more required spots outside of World 1.
Yeah, so now probably what we're going to see is they're probably going to do a lot of just love. They're still obviously going to do some bosses.
Oh, no, I get it. I mean, there might be World 1 locations that are behind key items, and those key items might be in World 4, World 3.
Yeah, they could be.
So, yeah, it might be still in Trench. Trench might give you a key item unlocking a World 1 check.
Yeah, like Walls Tower Key, or Adamantium, or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, World ones. Ifrit's Fire.
But we know that Ifrit's Fire is not in World 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to think of other World 1 checks that require key items that could be stopping.
Yeah. These hints are actually good, because if you can piece the hints together, it gives you powerful intel.
Yeah, you're going to get very far ahead really quickly.
So that's Fire 2 and Bolt 2 Sword Magic. That's good if you, since we have the Magic Knight. That means that Fire and Thunder weak bosses can be cheesed.
Yep. And the other thing we're really kind of looking for, as far as sword magic goes, I mean, obviously, I don't think they've found the Mute Blade. Mute Blade's always one you want to find, and I don't think they've seen a Break Blade anywhere. Yeah. Break Blade is the other really, really good one to find.
Yeah, Break Blade allows you to instantly kill enemies that are weak to break effect. Mute Sword is good to have against Omniscient. That's either Mute or Berserk that is good to have against Omniscient.
There's that Yoichi bow critting for some good damage, 1400 damage already, even at this low level. There's a second Yoichi bow that Freddeh found. Yoichi bow is just all over the place.
The Archer class is actually made of archers.
Yeah, who would have thought it? Yeah, Archer is one of those two where it's just like, man, is it worth like leveling all the way to get X fight at the end? And you're like, depends on the bows you find. Like if you find a Yoichi bow, yeah, I would rock my Archer all the way until he gets X fight. That's too good not to pass up, because you can still crit on X fight with a Yoichi bow.
Yes.
So here we see Freddeh making quick work of some gargoyles.
Access to level 3 Thought. If you mean the Magic Sword level 3 command, yes, you can get that quite early in chest. If you mean tier 3 spells, like Fire 3, Ice 3, and Bolt 3, Sword Magic, those require Magic Sword level 5.
Yeah.
So this can be quite late, unless you actually have the Magic Knight, which we do.
We got Luigi Master taking on Apocalypse. This is a boss that I always like to do I always like doing the Exploder strat with if I can. Yeah. So if you do not know, Apocalypse is a blue mage. He loves learning new spells.
Yeah, I mean, his alternative name is Azul Magia, which in Spanish... Azul Magia, like in Spanish, it's Azul Magia, which means just blue mage.
I did not know that was his alternative name.
Yeah.
But you can teach him Exploder. So if you have someone who can use blue magic and has the Exploder spell, and you use Exploder on him, he will learn Exploder, and then right away he'll turn around and use Exploder to kill one other person and instantly die. He's so much fun to do that too.
Yeah, so that's literally... It can be the easiest boss with the Exploder strat.
You want to see him, like if you have the Exploder strat, you want to see him late, like in somewhere in Path of the Void or in the Void, where normally it would be a kind of a tough fight where you're just like, okay, cool, I'll just use Exploder to take you out.
That's also a lot of ability points.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the character who dies due to explosion, the characters that stay alive will get a lot of AP, especially if it's a free boss.
Yep. All right, Luigi Master continuing to get some of the meteors done, getting those out of the way. Still just trying to get those free checks out of the way because he does know that this tablet is somewhere here in World 1, so he might be able to maybe one-shot it, but I don't know.
That's a double Mind Blast, and Lena dies again. That's a triple Mind Blast?
That's rough. This is, again, why I don't like this boss. Like, he's so annoying.
Getting bullied. Getting bullied by stalkers. Well, you know that it was the Wind Shrine boss in my tournament match.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's bad.
I mean, we had early samurai, so panic button, guild toss.
Yeah, that's kind of that's whenever you have a samurai period, that's your panic button. You're like, oh man, am I in a bad spot? Guild toss.
Yeah, though if it's in Wind Shrine, you can just easily kill it, so you don't necessarily need guild toss. But yeah.
Alright, Rom, I will be right back. My cat is meowing at me for me to feed him, so I'll be back in 2 minutes, okay?
Go feed the cat.
Okay, I'm gonna go feed the cat.
Yeah. So Freddeh got the bracelet in the steamship and now has to go through burning Kana Castle, just like we saw on LuigimeisterSA's side minutes ago. So we know that he's going to face Twintania at the end. So let's see if he can make it. Wonder if he'll go upstairs, like to check the additional chest. So first of all, yeah, we got Breck Sword in there. That's going to be really useful for some bosses, since we have the Magic Knight. I don't remember sadly if LuigimeisterSA got the Breck Sword. I think it did. Like, those chests are easily accessible. It doesn't require you to actually go upstairs and in the towers. Because if you want to speedrun Kana Castle, you skip some checks. And here, I believe, yeah, Freddeh also skipped a lot of chests to like save time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm back. I'm wondering if Freddeh knows that hey, it seems like a lot of the checks have been getting us key items in World 1. I'm wondering if he's like, I might be super far behind and I don't have time to go back and look at those.
Maybe.
Or if it's just like, hey, I just don't want to check all the chests because I've got a lot of good stuff already.
I mean, he is behind, but he did more. He also did more checks, and now LuigimeisterSA is doing those checks.
Yeah.
So yeah, in Mughal Waterway we had life 2 in the chest. That's nice, especially since we have Magic 6, White Magic 6 common.
Yep, White 6 is always good to pick up. That's kind of like another one, along with like Samurai and Chemist. It's also like Time Magic, high level Time Magic. Time is really, really good in this randomizer. Just because you get stuff like Meteor, you get Haste 2, you get Slow 2, you get Float, which can cheese some bosses. Time Magic is really strong too.
Why not both? Why not both on one?
There's Freddeh making quick work of those Guardians using the True Edge of Odin.
Yeah, it really speeds up this fight. So yeah, they're both like full cleared World 1, looking for the last tablet, and now since they're kind of out of checks, they're going for more hints in World 2, and I think they're going to go to Excess Castle.
I'm trying to think that Freddeh must have skipped the check that had the second tablet. I'm trying to remember what check it was that had the second tablet in World 1.
Wasn't it a Meteor?
Maybe it was a Meteor. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm surprised he hasn't found that one, because he's also kind of like, oh, it was Ifrit that had it.
No, that was Ifrit in the Ancient Library. So yeah.
He might be trying not to double dip then, so you might not find that second tablet for a little bit.
No. Freddeh didn't go in Ancient Library outside of getting the hint.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, Freddeh might not find that second tablet for a little bit, because he might be wanting to wait until he finds Ifrit's Fire so that way he can do both checks at the same time. Whereas Luigi just went in and was like, hey, well, let's just do this World 1 check, because I know the 4th tablet is here, and maybe I get lucky and I find the one I'm looking for. But you kind of got rewarded by finding this isn't the tablet you're looking for, but it's still a tablet.
So what if 4th tablet is in Ancient Library too? Then it would require Ifrit's Fire,
which we know is somewhere. Okay, yeah, we know it's in World 2. Okay, yeah. That would still be quite the stacked library as well. It had both tablets at it.
No, not the World 2. We had a Direct 10 tablet. I think it's Flying Lunka Runes.
Okay, so then you need to find the Adamantite.
I should have taken more notes.
I'm a commentator. I'm not taking more notes than I have to. I already take enough notes when I run it. I'll just be surprised with the runner and be like, oh, that's where that was.
It's funny because it's a kind of curse. On all randomizers I go, the commentators never pay attention.
Oh, then you have I mean, I'm normally like when I'm racing, I've got a whole little notepad that I keep open, keeping extra track of notes and everything. But yeah, when I'm commentating, I'm just kind of like, let's just see what happens.
So Luigi got rid of Minotaur, so we saw Minotaur on Freddeh's screen at the beginning of the seed, like early check on Bar Castle. We obviously bailed out at that point, but now we have enough MP, enough stuff to beat Minotaur. But on this spot, Minotaur has enough MP to use Holy, his death counter held, and Holy most likely kills one of your characters.
I think Holy only costs 20 MP, so you have to find the Minotaur very early for it not to have 20 MP to use.
Yeah, that's what's nice with Holy. It's only costs 20 MPs and is Holy Elemental. It's Holy Elemental. Whereas Flare is the most powerful non-elemental spell, but it costs 42 MPs. Just like PTO.
And the other good thing about the Holy spell too is X-Death and Next Castle is weak to Holy. Oh, that's right, Conjure gets around Minotaur's no magic effect. I forgot about that. But yeah, finding Holy early on makes X-Death Castle extremely easy too, because you just spam Holy on him and he goes down pretty quick.
Yeah, also, if you have a Sage Staff, it boosts Holy Elemental damage. So you definitely want to equip that.
Yep, and I believe we saw a Sage Staff inside of the Sealed Castle, so... But I don't think we've actually found the Holy spell just yet.
Nope.
Freddeh can do quick work of the Minotaur, though, as well. Again, the Minotaur is normally in the randomizer tends to not be the nasty one, unless he's in a bad spot. Normally, Omniscient is the more common rough one to run into, because I've noticed more times than not, you tend to have a more physical-based team than you do have a heavy magic-based team.
And Lena died again, I think?
It wouldn't surprise me.
The thing is, if a character dies a lot, you know he's going to die through all the seed.
Yeah, that's just it, because she doesn't get the experience she needs to level up, so she always has low HP.
Yeah, so it's kind of a vicious circle.
But then she'll live in that one boss fight that's in the void and suddenly get 15 levels off the experience that you get from the void fights.
So yes, Ramuh can be instant killed. Ramuh is not heavy. So Luigimeister could use Odin, but I think he unequipped Odin to get a full magical party.
Yeah, I mean he's doing enough damage with the Holy. You could also use Slash if you had Slash. Slash I believe will kill him as well. Yeah, he makes quick work of it. Really, at this point, now that he's got that Ragnarok going, there's not going to be too much that he's going to probably struggle with for most of this.
Yeah, if you get both Ninja and Knight on the same character, like Master Ninja, then go to Knight, you could just dual wield Ragnarok Blade or Ragnarok Excalibur, that's...
or even just Ragnarok anything else, literally, any decent sword.
That's something you don't want to see, so in Access Castle, on Gilgamesh 1 spot, we got the Elder Branch. The Elder Branch opens more forest, which can either be required because of an item there, or required because you need Kara or Cryo instead of Galuf in order to do Fog Tower. And Fog Tower is the worst location in this randomizer. You do not want to do it. So
and what, like, I don't know if we've ever fixed up the also, like, there can be times where, like, you'll get a hint that says, like, forest or burning is not required, which means, like, you don't have to go do the burning forest check. But I don't know if the randomizer logically checks to go, but if Fork Tower is required.
Well, barren means there's no key item there. It doesn't mean the location is not required. It means there's no key item there. So I think, don't take this for granted, but I think if you get burning location, barren, more forest can still be required because of Crown and Fog Tower.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward things where, like, I've seen many runners, like, put it off thinking, like, because I know I've done that before. I was like, oh, well, it said move forest had no key items. But then, like, okay, so yeah, they're saying the Baron logic doesn't, still doesn't tie to Fork Tower. Yeah. So yeah, like, you could just get really unlucky because you're thinking, oh, I don't need to go do that burning check because I said no burnings are required. But you needed it for Fork Tower. And Fork Tower was where a tablet was or something like that.
I mean, it's logical. I mean, barren means no key items of value. That doesn't mean not required. Yeah, you might argue that's playing on the words, but that's how it is. It doesn't say you don't need to do it. It says there's nothing there.
and we have tried. I know Cleartonic, one of the developers of this randomizer, for a while there was trying to find a way that you did not have to do burning or to do the Elder Branch in order to do Fork Tower. But for anybody who's looked into any Final Fantasy game, especially from kind of back in that era, these things are coated with, like, duct tape and a hope and a prayer. And he said every single time he tried to make it so that you didn't have to have Kryl on the party to do, or, like, if you had Galuf and you tried to do Fork Tower, the game just, like, freaked out and could not handle having Galuf there. So that's why it's like, well, unfortunately, you kind of have to have the Burning Forest check done.
And we get quick time magic in Exodus Castle.
But I don't think we have a way to cast it just yet, do we?
I think we do.
If we do, that's really huge, because quick is a really, really strong spell if you can keep it up for long periods of time.
It burns a lot of MP, but it gives you 2 turns with your character. Kind of like X Magic. So it gives you 2 times to activate your character, which is powerful. Like, you can double attack or double buff, heal and attack, etc.
Yeah.
So, and you can combine quick and X Magic.
Yes, you can. That's when things really get nutty. And if you have, like, a gold hairpin to, like, cut all of your mana costs in half, that's when you just feel like a god amongst men. You're like, watch this. I'm going to cast 4 holies in a single turn.
Yeah.
I think we might have seen a gold hairpin. I'm not sure. I thought I saw one somewhere. Maybe it was a gold helmet that I saw and not a gold hairpin.
So we see Calabas on, I believe, Carbuncul's spot. That's a rather
the other
free
crab
boss.
It's the other crab.
It's a free boss.
Yeah,
Calabas
it's pretty.
It can't really hurt you much, and it's weak to thunder.
Yep. He is the other crab, and nobody really cares about the crabs.
The only thing is that Calabas is actually heavy, so despite being one of the early bosses.
Yeah, it is looking pretty jetty, although we are still looking for that 4th tablet, and who knows what key item could be hiding that. So we are still hunting for that.
Also, there's a slight difference between Freddeh and LuigimeisterSA. They're both in Exodus Castle, but LuigimeisterSA doesn't use float or damage floor. So that means each time he goes through the lava, he gets the mage and has to heal with a tent or cabin on the safe spot. But Freddeh does have either float or damage floor. Like, you see, he doesn't take damage.
Yeah, damage floor is like one of those. It's normally a really, really cheap ability, and if I find it, I always pick it up. Just because I'm like, I know I'm gonna have to go through the X-Death spot, and I'd rather just save myself either the healing items or the tent, and spend the 300 gold to get damage floor.
Alright, so Calabas has the Adamantite.
Okay, so now we've got most of the World 1 check. We're still looking for... It could be Wall's Tower key that we need.
The Adamantite gives us access to flying Lunker runes, which we
that's
know
right.
gives us if it's fire.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I missed that in the beginning. Okay, yeah, so that could be the other check that we need in order to maybe find that other tablet.
But if Trench is required, that means that the second library spot either gives us another key item or just doesn't lead anywhere.
Yep.
And Luigi tries X-Death, so let's see how this goes. So
I've got to say, the X-Death sprite is absolutely amazing. Whoever designed that sprite, man, that is a good looking sprite work right there.
Yeah.
Don't think he's got too much to really abuse it. I think he's just going to be using the Ragnarok and just some of his... I mean, he does have Image to kind of help with some of the damage.
I think Luigi actually skipped Gilgamesh 4 spot, which is opening the chest in the room before X-Death.
I think he did as well.
I mean, I think he did because I remember he didn't have many cabins to heal, so he may have needed to skip a boss.
Yeah. And most likely we know that's not going to have a key item that we need. Yeah, I mean, if he has to, he could come back for it, but it could be... No, I don't think the sub key has been found yet. Just the... What key am I thinking of? Steamship key.
Also, we don't have the submarine key yet.
So Odin is at the Gilgamesh 4 spot.
Oh, that's right. If Trench is required, we need submarine. So the ancient library might have the sub key. That's right.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably what it is then.
But yes, we know it can't directly be a tablet there. We just know that. We know the tablet is in World 1, but in a spot that is still locked to us as of now.
Yeah, so here's where you see that key system really, or that hint system really coming into play. Because, yeah, that was some gears grinding head work action there. We're like, okay, well, he doesn't have this, so he needs this, so that's probably there, which leads to the trench, which then leads to wherever he has. Yeah, Breakblade paying off. So Odin can be Breakblade.
Excuse me, did Odin just drop a wind spear?
I didn't see.
Did Odin drop a spear? Really? Really game.
Funny.
Nice one game.
And didn't even drop gun gear. Like not even like on a good spear, or like a dragoon spear. The dragoon spear, by the way, really good spear. That can carry you through a lot of the early game as well.
So,
he dropped wind spear.
Yeah, Odin did drop a wind spear. So, in Final Fantasy III, the DS remake and all the ports, Odin can drop the Gungnir, which was added in the DS or subsequent ports, and the Gungnir there is the strongest spear.
That's funny, because in 5, I think the Dragoon Spear is actually the strongest, whereas Gungnir is still strongest in this one as well. I'm trying to remember the spears. Because I know the Dragoon Spear must be pretty high tier as well, because it shows up in Sealed Castle also.
Is there a Gungnir in FF5?
There's a Gungnir Spear, yeah.
Alright, yeah, I didn't know.
Yep, there's a Gungnir in here.
No, yes, but Gungnir was added in GBA.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's just like FF3. It was added in the remake.
Yeah, I've never actually played the GBA remake of 5. I mean, I know that it adds those 3 extra jobs, but and I do think they have an Ancient Castle mode for it, or maybe that's just another randomizer that someone's created, but...
So, both runners actually have different strats. On Luigimeister's side, we have 2 physical DPS, a hunter with the Yoshibo and a knight with Ragnarok, and 2 magic users, so they have a mastered red mage and they're using extra magic. On Freddeh's side, we actually have a magic sword user, a red mage, an archer, and a ninja.
Yeah, so here we're seeing, like we said, kind of that split party setup. Now he is getting. Now they both do have haste. So that's where we see it's pretty common. Like, all right, if I've got time magic and I've got haste, we're gonna put haste up on everybody. I think Luigi's getting pretty close because we have seen Xdeath start casting his level 3 magic, and when you get to that point, you know you're getting up pretty low. But he should be making quick work of it.
That's the difference you see when the runner faces an easy boss or a boss he fears. When it's a serious boss, the runner will always use buffs. That's when you see that it's getting serious.
Yeah, it's it's definitely the how bad is it meter. Like, I mean, normally the first couple turns when you face the final boss, Ted and Ned, you're just like, all right, the first 2 turns are going to be me putting up haste, me putting up shell, me putting up all this good stuff, so.
Yeah, life shield to prevent instant kill, and then setting up,
Yeah, shell's another one of those really important ones to find, otherwise, like, it can be, Alma guess, unless you have a way to instant kill, it can be very, very scary.
That berserked archer does a lot of damage with the Yoshibo.
Down it goes.
But then, not putting float can be deadly against Xdeath because it can do Earth Shaker. And Luigi defeats Xdeath, so he gains access to World 3.
So I'm wondering if he is going to run to... Trying to think, we said we got Ifrit's Fire, right? No, we haven't gotten Ifrit's Fire just yet.
No, we have the Adamantite.
Okay, that's it.
Fire is in Flying Macaroons.
That's what he's probably going to go do right now on Luigi's side. I bet you he's going right to... We'll see. Yeah, he's getting the airship. He needs that airship to go up. Yep, okay, so that's what he is doing.
Yes, so Pyro, Xdeath did use Gravitate before using Earthshaker, but I don't think Freddeh used Float at all.
Yeah, I don't think he used Float. I did see him use Gravity, but...
And
so we got Living Flame.
Liquid Flame on Soul Cannon spot. So Liquid Flame kinda has a gimmick. So as you see, it keeps changing forms. And the hand form is the only form that is heavy and thus cannot be instant killed. That's the one you see right now. And any other form not only is weak to water, but can also be instantly killed.
Yep. But I don't think he has a way... Okay, there I think he's going to use to summon Odin right now. Oh, maybe not. He's going to use...
He doesn't have Odin equipped right now.
Yes, because Freddeh must be getting pretty close to taking down Xdeath. He's been putting out some pretty good damage there. I guess Luigi's just going to kill Liquid Flame the old-fashioned way. I'm just beat the poor guy to death.
So, yeah. At this point on Freddeh's screen, Xdeath is on his last phase, and thus will counter with 2 turns.
Yep.
So it can be double physical attack or double magic attacks, which at this point can be tier 3 spells, and this can be deadly if you don't have Shell.
Yep, which thankfully he does have Shell, but he's getting dropped by physical attack. So there's the Ifrit's Fire. So yeah, we're gonna see Luigimeister instantly back out.
Yep. So he's going to instantly check Ancient Library and get what is required there. If it is there. If it's there, actually.
We're thinking it's the submarine key. We are thinking that this should be the submarine key.
Yeah.
Which would then take us to the trench, which we know the trench is on the path of the void. So we're thinking maybe then the trench gets us something that takes us back to World 1.
Walls Tower key, most likely.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably Walls Tower key. I think it's one of the few that's left, actually.
It could also be Sandworm Bait.
Yeah, it could be that.
Either those two only those 2 items lock checks in World 1 that we haven't done yet.
Looks like Freddie's still having a rough time with this Xdeath. He is just not going down without a fight, it looks like.
And that's a Dancing Dagger.
And a good item to find early on, but a little bit this late with all the other items they found, I think he's probably not even gonna think twice about it.
So if you want a cool combo, you get a ninja with Equipped Ribbon. You cut Dancing Dagger and a good dagger like Hardened Dagger, and you just dance with the red shoes.
There goes Freddeh taking Xdeath down.
Yay! So both runners now have access to World 3. And, well, Garura is on Biblos spot. That's a free boss at this point.
Yeah. Galuro, though, like if you find him later on, he is not a boss to trifle with. He is kind of like Crystals, where he can put out a lot of physical damage really quick.
So Galura can be tough with physical attacks, especially if he rushes you at the beginning. But well, you can actually instantly kill Galura. He's not heavy.
Gets the double lance. Wait, what?
Double lance. So, well, that means Adamantite was not required, I guess.
Confused. Yeah, there's times where like it's like, okay, did I read a hint wrong or?
Nah, we didn't get a hint about required Adamantite or if it's fire.
Oh, that's right. We just know that it's.
Oh
the
yeah,
hint.
no. It might actually be another item in Flying Macaroons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he still has not done the Archivist fight, so that's what, yeah. We got, Freddeh does have some Water Scroll still, so he's doing big damage to that Liquid Flame.
Yeah, just don't use it on the hand form, because the hand form doesn't have a water weakness.
No. Which makes no sense whatsoever, so it's like he's made out of fire, but when he's made out of fire in the shape of a hand, he's not weak to fire or water.
Well, yes, but no, because it's a liquid flame.
I guess.
If you had more liquid on a liquid flame, you're just going to add more flame.
So is he like a grease fire or something?
So
Where it's just like don't add water because it's a grease fire?
yeah, something like that. Like, yeah, like it will be just like adding gas to a gas flame. You don't want to do that.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Luigi accidentally fell down there, or if he meant to. It looks like he definitely accidentally fell down there. I've done that a few times as well, where you go too fast around that corner, and you hit that drop, you're like, oh.
Well, when you don't need any more stuff, you just don't bother going for all the chests.
But the other thing is,
falling there just slows you down.
Yeah, and you can see how fast you move. Like when you have the sprint going, you move really fast, and sometimes you do just miss those like really hard, sharp turns that you have to do. So like another thing that just kind of comes with learning to play this randomizer is learning how to like move at the high speed, because like there is times where you have to go on a bridge and it's like one tile cross, and you're like, I have to stop running for a second in order to like not get stuck on this.
Oh, it's the Sergeant fight. So
this is another easy fight.
Yeah, Sergeant, who is actually Iron Claw, is a really easy fight, and
yeah,
all targets here can actually be instantly killed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have Slash, if you have Odin, you can just take care of this. Did not know that. That would make sense that phone, that hole is moved down one tile in mobile, because I can imagine in mobile it's even harder to possibly do some of those like hard, sharp turns like that.
I don't know if this fight scales correctly, but
it always feels really easy.
I know that at least.
So Archivist gave the Moogle suit.
Moogle suit is nice, but it doesn't give us any boss check. Like, it doesn't lead to any items. So the only conclusion we can draw is that Adamantite was not required.
Yep, Cure 3 was in was one of the items he did get off of that, so that's a good find.
And here you can see the difference between having Odin equipped or not. Freddeh one hit KO'd the Iron Claw fight, while LuigimeisterSA will... he had to physically kill everyone.
Yeah, so we see...
Which took more time. Freddeh actually... Freddeh doesn't have the lead yet, because it doesn't have the second tablet yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, I think that's what this is gonna come down to. And yeah, because he's not even... Oh, maybe he's gonna go do the check now, because he has Ifrit's Fire. So he is gonna pick up a second tablet now, and then he'll get whatever was here, and then be kind of at the same spot that LuigimeisterSA is.
So Cure 3 is actually nice to get here in the Flying Bunker Crystal, because we now have best way to heal, since we have White Magic 6 and all Cure spells.
Yep. Yeah, the Cure 3 is kind of one of those things that's always a godsend to find. We're like, alright, good, I don't have to worry about healing too much now.
Especially since we have, since two characters have X Magic.
Let's see what LuigimeisterSA finds in his jackpot. So first he's going to put on the Moogle suit, and that is one of the things we did speed up how long it takes to put on that Moogle suit. It used to take a while. So let's...
That's second tablet for Freddeh. So he has Gold Up.
Magic Sword level 6. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
So Magic Sword 6 gives us Flare Sword and Holy Sword.
Leviathan, Mimic. Time 6 is good. Genji Armor's okay, Genji Glove is okay, and Bahamut.
So Leviathan and Bahamut are nice to have for multi-target fights. Time 6 is really good also if you have Meteor or just want to be sure you can use Hast 2.
But unfortunately, he only has Summon level 2. I don't even think he has like a high enough Summon to really take advantage of it. Here we can see Freddeh again just taking a quick look at the Glura using the Odin. Now it'll be interesting to see if Freddeh then picks up the Leviathan and the Bahamut, because those are still 3 really good Espers to be like rotating between just by using Conjure.
Yeah, if you only have Odin, Leviathan, and Bahamut, Conjure is really powerful.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, like, I know we were talking about this at the end of my, when I was at the end of my race yesterday, is like Conjure normally comes at the end of Mastering Summoner, and by that point you normally have all of your summons, and it just isn't good. But in a randomizer like this, where you can really pick and determine what summons you sometimes have at points, it actually can be very, very powerful, like what we're seeing Freddeh use right here. So it's funny how like some of those abilities. Now, I would like to, and this is something I think I might talk to the racing group about, of like changing how stealing works by like, because right now we have it so like steals are just normal, like you can only steal some things, and it basically makes the thief job kind of useless in this randomizer. But if we turn steals onto random, I feel like it might make thief more viable, because you're like, I could find anything off of this steal. I could find tier 9 items or not. So I'm wondering if that's something we might want to talk about. Because right now, if you get the thief job, there's no reason to keep it. You're just like, oh, well, thief. I already know how to sprint for free. And
there might be one reason. If you have both steal and throw, you can do an underflow glitch to duplicate items and get free money.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, I've seen that happen once, but it feels like a very, very extremely niche use, where it's just
it's situational. Like if you flat broke and want easy money for guild tasks, or if you want to buy elixirs, or, that's situational. You shouldn't need it.
Yeah.
But if you know you can do it, that's good. It can save you. Like, especially if you're like me and you actually forgot you needed 148,500 gil for death.
Yeah, I always forget, like, I know, like, I feel like that's one number we're eventually just going to put in the chat, be like, this is the magic number where you need to have this much gil in order to take down the final boss. And you're just like, okay, I need to have this many items for Samson potions, and I need this exact amount of gil.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not cheap. 148,000. Like, this randomizer, definitely, like, gil is very, very tight sometimes, because you're needing to buy tents, you're needing to buy a lot of abilities that sometimes show up in shops. So it's not like in other randomizers where you just get to the point where you have, like, free money just flowing out your ears. Whereas, like, this one, there is times you're like, I just don't have enough money to do a gil toss right now.
So, yeah, FH actually told me the exact amount after my race.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's funny, yeah.
And I did put it in my notes since, so I just don't forget.
Now, is that gil toss without, like, Samson drinks, or is that gil toss with Samson drinks?
With Samson drinks.
Okay. I always forget, how many Samson drinks do you need to do to get to max level? Or, like, cause I always, like, I've yet to do the actual math for, like, hey, you need to do this many, and then...
I do the math when I buy the items. So, generally, I want to get my level to 99 or, well, more 100. So I look at my level, and I count in 10 by 10. Oh,
that's right, because Samson does 10 levels, right?
Yeah, so if I'm, like, level 30, I know I will need 7 Samson power. If I'm lucky enough to get Dragon Fangs, I mix Dragon Fang potion to get Dragon Strength, which gives 20 levels instead of 10. And yeah, I do my calculations when I buy the items, and I make sure I have enough.
Yeah.
So
Here, Freddie running into the Three Stooges. Now he's making quick work, but hopefully he can get the third. Nope.
Nope. And that's a Delta attack, and that's a rip.
Yeah. See, that's and because he
Well,
had
no.
like.
Yeah, it's only single target.
He could still get it off here if he gets the Yuichi bow on both of them, which I do think Galif and Ferris should be coming up. So I think he actually is. Oh, is Galif berserked?
Yes, he is. He has been berserk since the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I forgot who it is. There's somebody who very much likes even just the berserker job with bows.
And that's our Wall Tower key. So this might be the literal key to our next progression.
And here we see, Freddie actually overtaking LuigimeisterSA just because he did go do that that tool pass check.
I mean, it's mainly Freddie mainly took the lead because he still had Odin and could cheese some instantly killable fights.
Yeah.
Like, he took the lead by one-shotting Sergeant.
Interesting. He's gonna go check Odin though before just heading straight to Wall's Tower. But I guess because he doesn't know that Wall's Tower is probably where he has to go. I don't think. I mean, he might know that the tablet is in World. Well, but he should know that the tablet is in World 4 though, or World 1.
Yeah, the fourth tablet is in World 1. That's a hint he got.
Yeah.
The thing is, what we want, though, is the submarine key, and we don't know where it is. Like, rushing World 1, I mean...
here's where the mind metagame comes in.
It might also be a red herring.
Yeah, exactly. Here's where, like, it really comes down to, like that you see in any randomizer, really, where it's like, you have information, but it's still not perfect information. So you have to weigh this where it's like, do I check this check thinking that this is where it has to lead me? But it could be like, exactly like you said, a red herring. Or do I check this check, or do I kind of do the other checks in this World 3 thinking that, okay, more likely than not, possibly I might need something out of here. And that's always the fun thing about any randomizer, is like you have that very much incomplete information and you have to do the best off of it.
So yes, Freddeh is just doing quick checks.
Yeah.
So just to get more experience, more ability points, and maybe the items. So furthermore, since we have Wall's Tower key, the only item that can still be locked behind a Path to the Void trench is the Sunwolf Blade. So we can now 100% deduce that the fourth tablet should be on the Sandworm spot.
Oh, Freddie running into a boss that you do not want to see here. He should have had more people using softs, because Shoat is a very annoying boss, especially if you don't have Aegis shields or ribbons. You have to be... Or what now?
Bone mail.
Oh, does bone mail prevent petrification?
I don't know. I just remember someone telling me bone mail is good against Shoat.
Interesting. I'll have to check and see. I'm not sure. Okay. So, FH is saying that it does not prevent petrification. Nope. I don't know why they would have said only prevents drain. Oh, because Shoat does use drain. That's right.
Yeah, it counters with drain.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to get bone mail.
Oh, because it turns you undead. So, yeah. I would much rather just have enough softs and Aegis shields or ribbons to stop the whole Demon's Eye from coming out every single turn. Because here you can see you can get really far behind where you have to start using, like, he's going to keep attacking, but he also counterattacks with Demon's Eye, so you have to, like, keep softs, like multiple people using soft over and over again.
The thing is, Shoat is heavy, doesn't have any weakness, and you can't do any status effect on him.
Yeah, he's annoying. He's a rough boss.
There's only one thing you can do.
Can you break blade him?
No. You can only use some blue magic that are scaled on levels.
Oh, okay, like Death Claw? Or like old.
No, like level 2 old.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's a bad time to run into. And that's why, like, he is the exact reason I always, like, him and Kiryu, where I always run, like, if I find softs, I'm like 20 softs. Maiden's Kiss, 20 Maiden's Kisses. Now we're good to go. So it used to be always 60 seconds, but we did remove the Odin timer for that exact reason, that you could run into a boss like Shoat, where it'd be almost impossible to kill him in the 60 seconds Or you could run into Go-Go here.
Go-Go, yeah,
Yeah.
Go-Go. If you cannot one-shot Go-Go, you need to just do nothing for like 3 minutes. And that's
more than 60
impossible with
seconds,
Odin's
yeah.
timer.
Yeah.
But
so-
now we actually have a submarine key. So checking Odin's spot was actually the great idea. So now, yeah, Freddeh went in World 3. He's going to heal at Kuza Castle, and now he's going to check Trench. And
Yeah,
Trench should be the symbol mate.
Yeah, GBF and Game Tour. I don't know if they could adjust the timer based on the boss. That probably would be a lot of coding that may not even be possible in there. Also, I'm not sure kind of how much coding would go into that, and I'm not sure if that's something that's super high on Clear Tonic's list. Originally, we did have it where you could just remove the timer for a certain amount of gold, but I even think then it was still just like, okay, it's just easier to take it off of that check, just because of the kind of the things we were running into. With some bosses you just can't beat in 60 seconds, so it was just an easier fix to do it that way than kind of adding in a bunch of like, oh well, if it's this boss, and then it's also like, well, how do you know how much time you should give to each boss? Like, okay, if you run into Shoat, okay, well, is 2 minutes long enough to beat Shoat? Is 3 minutes long enough to beat Shoat? It'd be really hard to kind of pin it down.
Alright, so Magisa on the Gargoyle spot is actually nice. If you can kill her quickly, that's just a free boss. However, due to the amount of HP, if you cannot kill her quickly enough, Forza is going to join the fight, and this can quickly go wrong, because Forza has a lot of attack. He can just wipe your party.
Yeah. Now, she, though, can also be insta-killed, so he always had the Odin option there to just insta-kill her as well.
He didn't use it, but he could have.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Magisa is not heavy, but she cannot be instantly killed. Not.
I thought she could.
And she cannot be broken either. She can only be muted and slowed.
Interesting. I thought I used Odin on her one time to instantly kill her. I'll have to go back and look.
If I'm reading the tracker correctly, she's heavy but immune.
Interesting. Yeah, that's weird. I thought she was. She can't be Odin.
Can
Okay.
be.
Yeah. Because I thought I'd used against her last on Friday or Thursday in my race. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'd used Odin to just one-shot her.
I see.
Again, Odin being Odin, doing weird things.
Odin doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, that's just like when you get to the final form of Ned, the Odin from the magic lamp can instantly kill the back section. There's the Flare Sword.
Yeah, that's Ice 3 and Flare Sword. That's some really great magic sword spells. And we have Drink here, but we don't need it since we already have a Chemist with Nyx.
Yep.
We also had Blue Magic.
And he's got some decent blue magic here.
Yeah.
He does have the Mighty Guard, which is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, Big Ward was in Kuza Castle. Like, if you have Big Ward, Mind Blast, and maybe White Wind, that's the perfect blue mage.
Yeah, you're kind of set done. Death Claw is like a nice one to have, because there is time to use it.
Like, you don't really need anything else,
No.
I'd say. Like, maybe Aqua Rake if you haven't seen the Sandworm yet.
Yeah, but that's like the one thing Aqua Rake is good for. We were like, okay, well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Magic is one of those that's like, it's a very high roll class, because if you find the right stuff, it can be insanely powerful. But then other times you're gonna be like, oh, I've got Goblin Punch, okay, this might be, and there's the Blue Mage Crystal.
Yeah, Blue Mage Crystal after having Blue Magic. Nice.
Those backup plans, that redundancy plan. Okay, well, he's got Float here, so this fight just got a lot easier.
Okay, so Odin, Titan, sorry. Titan is going to be easy since we have Float.
Yep. I was gonna put up
Float
that big guard.
Yeah, Float and Big Guard are just going to make this so easy.
I actually hate finding Titan early on, because like sometimes in the beginning you have to have so much HP to live through his Earth Shaker if you don't have Float.
Okay, so, okay, I understand better now. So, Nagisa is actually immune to instant death, But Odin and X Zone don't check for death, they only check for heavy state.
Interesting. Yeah. See, there's so many weird, like, multiple times people have said the Final Fantasy V game, especially like in Forward Job Mode or in this randomizer, is definitely more of a puzzle as well, because like most of the time there's a boss. Every boss can be weak to something where you're like, okay, well if I have this and this, I can get through this fight pretty easily. So it's like figuring out like all the different like Swerve says, there's like 8 million different quirks to this game. Like I think one time on stream we saw a ninja throw an assassin's dagger at Minotaur, and that is the one way you can instant kill the Minotaur is by throwing the assassin's dagger at him. And it's just like, I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. So here's an extra strategy.
Oh, that's
not good.
That's the Pyroballs spot. So Pyroballs, it's okay for Luigi, but on Freddie's case, if he fights the Pyroballs with the Berserkers, it's going to go ugly.
He's gonna have a bad time. He does have the Leviathan Esper though, if I remember correctly.
He would need to reset the fight and cut the Berserkers off.
Is Puroboros weak to Odin? Weak to Odin kill?
I don't think so. Let me verify it.
Yes, where Dry's has a strat for everything.
Yeah, they can be instantly killed.
Okay. Picks up the Mirage Radar from the submarine key. So that means. So, but that also means then that our Path of the Void leads at the Bahamut Castle, which we said North Mountain was on the Path of the Void.
We don't need anything.
Oh, did he find the 4th tablet?
I mean, what did we get? Yeah, I was focused on Luigi's side, and I didn't.
Yeah,
see...
Freddie at the chasm found the Mirage Radar. So the Mirage Radar is going to lead you to Odin, which is North Mountain. Which remember at the beginning we said North Mountain was on the Path of the Void.
Yeah. So wait, actually, both Northern Mountain checks were Path of the Void.
Were they really? Interesting.
I mean, if I remember correctly, there was something on Northern Mountain, on the spot, that helped us progress. So, yes.
So then it's like, okay, was that just a coincidence that possibly, or like they are saying, it could be that the Mirage Radar leads you to something else, like the Sandworm bait? He's selling a bunch of stuff though. He's past that magic gold number. I mean, on Freddie's side.
Bahamut. We know the 4th tablet is in World 1.
Yep.
And Bahamut's part cannot be done through World 1. So Bahamut's part cannot have the 4th tablet directly, so yeah, it should be the Sandworm bait.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah, because technically North Mountain is a World 1. World 1 check. But there's a gold hairpin.
Gold pins? You can buy gold pins? That's nice.
Yeah. He's going to have to give up some of his money, but I don't know if he's going to be using Odin or Samurai strats or not.
The thing is, did we find Gildos yet?
Oh, I thought we did. Maybe we haven't. No, I don't think we have found Samurai or Giltos.
We did? Alright. Shot is nice to have if you can...
There's White Wind, and you picked up Blue Mage.
Yeah, White Wind is a good way to heal. Don't talk to the wizard. He
doesn't sell anything. He's just some random guy hanging out in the back there. There's Aegis shields. That's also...
There's another shot.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Aegis shields are really big too, because that's another way to avoid the white hole ability, so I'm surprised he's not looking.
So red shows if you have a denser strat, and also Dark Matter for sell? Dark Matter? Really? That's good.
Another... Yeah, Mirage Raider held some juicy stuff this time.
Dark Matter can be used with Phoenix Downs in mix to get death potions.
Yep.
You can also use them to
just 2 Dark Matters to do the big spell, and Excalibur.
Yes, so now, if you have dual wield with a knight, you can just dual wield Ragnarok Excalibur, just like in Final Fantasy 3, which is like one of the best combination.
Yeah. There's Time Mage. And not too worried about that now, though.
You have mixed directly. He's buying it because I think he doesn't have mix on every character.
No, I don't think he does. So that makes sense, and because that way it's just easier to mix it yourself on each character.
Yeah, that's a Dark Matter. Nice one.
Alright, so yep, he is gonna Freddie's gonna head on up to Bahamut. So we'll go get that sandworm bait.
So the thing with black chocobos is that it can only land in forests. So
Yep.
that's why. And the airship cannot land on sand or forest. That's why you require black chocobo to check Northern Mountain in World 3.
Yep. Alright, let's go see what's waiting for us. Let me see.
Apparently, both streams sounds are playing.
I'll
So
reach out to Karma.
Yeah. And I see LuigimeisterSA is already doing some groceries, like buying your Phoenix Downs, high potions, revivifies, and antidotes. You know, to get some good mixes.
Alright. Alright, so there's our black chocobo. He's gonna get that. Luigi's actually checking the different black chocobo.
Yeah, so the bard taught us a song about exploring on the enemy's face.
Archivist fight, this should be pretty easy.
This is the Explore song. That was a bad pun.
It's okay. Puns are puns.
So, we have the Archaeoavis. So the way this boss works is that it has 5 lives. And 2 of those lives can actually be instantly killed. But the archers are doing a good job, so it won't need instant kills to, like, kill the Archaeoavis multiple times. So yeah, that's a really good damage coming from Freddie's party.
Awesome, yeah. We got that Meteo going. Putting out decent damage, but I mean, Meteo's always been another kind of high roll spell. It's just like it either does a lot of damage or it does like no damage at all.
And that was also Call of History on LuigimeisterSA's side to get a Pyramid Mage. And okay, Archaeoavis died and revived. This means we're on Archaeoavis' last life. So normally 1 hit from the Berserker and it's over. And the Ranger uses the Yoshi Bow, which gives a few stat bonuses and has a good crit rate.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten X fight yet. Because he still has Archer.
Yeah,
but he's Berserk, so X fight,
yeah.
he can use X fight.
He's Berserk, but I think Berserker just makes him attack way more quickly.
Quicker,
and that
yeah,
the Sandworm bait, as we predicted.
Exactly like you said.
All according to plan.
It all comes together in the end, doesn't it? We come full circle. We went all the way to World 3 just to come back to World 1 to go beat up a worm in the desert.
Yeah, as we said, literally every required items, like every tablet, antivirus, and bracelet were all in World 1.
You just had to take a bit of a roundabout path to get to it.
And we're finishing with Siren. That's
a rather free
fight. Yeah, it's a free fight. So, Siren is heavy, but can be instantly killed.
What does Ferris have equipped? Because she just did 5,000 damage.
I think she has Ragnarok and Excalibur, or Brave Blade.
Okay. Alright, so there Freddie is in Go mode. He's probably going to be making his way right away to the Void. He is pretty well set up. Okay, so he does have Ragnarok and Excalibur, okay.
So basically, Ferris is a ninja from Final Fantasy 3. Because in FF3 you have ambidextrous by default.
Wow.
And Ragnarok and Excalibur are the 2 most powerful legendary weapons you can get in Eureka, the Forbidden Land. So that's literally the most powerful set you can have.
I'm actually surprised they have not made a randomizer for Final Fantasy 3 or an open world
They
randomizer
have.
for an
They
open
have.
world one.
Nope.
Okay,
Kind of. Kind of if you put
kind
the
of
borderless setting. I often run it with Princess Happy, but that's something for another time.
for another day.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's a Final Fantasy 2 open world randomizer either.
I haven't seen a randomizer for FF2.
FF2
always-
kind of unfortunately kind of gets a bad rap in the community anyway, so.
Yeah.
Which I don't think so. I'm a big fan of the Romancing Saga games, which is like very much based off of Final Fantasy 2. So to me, I actually like how Final Fantasy 2 works, but I know a lot of people aren't big fans of it. Unfortunately, Luigi Meister actually is going to
Ooh,
go the wrong way.
Luigi Meister gets baited by the worst of a key.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's going to waste more time because we know there's nothing there. And
Yeah.
Freddeh is doing some shopping. That's the endgame shopping. He's going for revivifies, antidotes, Phoenix Downs, and maybe some high potions.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely gonna. We're gonna see a more traditional, I guess, a non-guild toss X Death fight, which is always kind of fun to see.
I think then what you might want to do is Sildra. If you have Sildra with Summoner, you just use Sildra and Elemental Power with
Yeah.
X.
This is not who Luigi wants to see either in the Walls Tower.
Oh, the Omniscient. I
Oh,
mean,
they're
he
saying
has-
that Freddeh doesn't have Sildra. It was in Mua Forest, so he is.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
So
that's a
yeah,
bad fight. I would almost be like, okay, I don't have what I need to really do this fight. I'm gonna have to go look elsewhere.
He has Leviathan, but I don't think Elemental Power boosts Leviathan. I think it boosts all elements except water and holy. No, right? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I am not the person to go to about this very
might
in-depth
be-
interactions.
I might be confusing it with the Wizard Rod.
Because unfortunately, Luigi Meister is just going to have to use like Hellfire, and that's doing almost no damage. Now, granted, it is Walls Tower, so he doesn't have a lot of HP at this spot. Yeah, so FH is just saying, yeah, all except for Water and Holy.
Okay, so that's the Wizard Rod that doesn't boost water. Elemental Power does boost Leviathan. So at this point, Leviathan will do more damage than Bahamut and will cost less MP.
Alright, so Freddeh is jumping into the void here.
Into the void.
So we'll see what his boss check is going to look like in here.
No equipment boosts water. That is apparently true. The Wizard
Yeah.
Rod does boost some elements, but not water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm wondering if he was gonna skip those chests. I was like, man, those chests normally have high level gear, and I always pick those up. Tempest Sword, we've got some okay stuff. Summon level 5, that's pretty.
Well, that's 75. It was here all along.
Yeah, which like I don't know if they picked up Golem either. Which Golem is kind of the other big one you would want to find because you could stack Golem on top of Mighty Guard and really be in a good spot.
So yes, at this point, Freddeh will still get the chest to get either Freelancer or...
He has Freelancer, remember? We started off.
Well,
We
so
started
he's
with Freelancer.
Yeah, he's only looking for Guildas or Samurai then.
Yeah, which would make sense. I mean, there is some other stuff you'd like to find here that could be really good as well. Like, I think you could technically find Magic Lamp, which would really help, but it wouldn't be super imperative. I do like this Berserker strat he's using, though. Like, just using Berserker with bows to really just put out some damage. Yes, Vaughn, we had a Freelancer start this time, so it led to some very unique stuff.
Yeah, that's why Faris had mastered Ninja and switched to Freelancer right away with the
Dragon Fang.
World. Dragon Fang is good because if you have a spare potion, you can do 20 levels instead of 10 with mix.
Yeah.
You could also do something else to boost your defense or such.
That Ferris is looking stacked. She is a tank. Now this could be.
Freddeh has access to Mix because he has the Chemist, and he bought Mix in Mirage Village.
Wow, that Antlion just one-shotted Ferris, though. That's not good. I was gonna say, he probably is gonna put out a good bit of damage here on the counters.
and Big Gourd does not buff fairies.
Yeah, he's gonna just use X Zone. Can X Zone even hit?
I think so. I mean, Antlion is not heavy and is not immune to death, so it actually won't work.
I would say, yeah. Alright, well here, this is one of those bosses that you don't think about, and you're like, ooh, this is actually kind of a bad boss to run into here.
So Antlion can be slowed, muted, or put to sleep.
Alright, then you're definitely going to want to slow him. But you're like, he still has a very counter-heavy team, so he still is kind of... Guy has to be aware of just counters coming out. Meanwhile, Luigi going to the pyramid, so he's kind of gone down the complete wrong path. He found the pyramid page, then off of Wall's Tower, so unfortunately he took the wrong bait.
Yeah, I mean, that's still nice to get pyramid loot. Like, maybe Guiltos or Samurai is there.
Yeah,
maybe both are there.
They could be, but even then, I don't think he is going to be able to catch up now to Freddeh. If he's going down this track, he's still going to have to find the Mirage Radar to go take on Bahamut, to then go back to take on the Sandworm.
So yes, Pyramid can have one key item, because the Melusine's part in the Guardian Tree has been moved to the top of the pyramid.
Yep. Yeah, we did take out that... took that key item and moved it to the top of pyramid.
But we know it won't be a required item.
Yep. Like I said, unfortunately, Luigimeister just, as will happen in any kind of randomizer, he thought he was on the right path, he took that, and now it's just kind of leading him down a rabbit hole. Meanwhile, Freddeh made the right call and found the, what led to the Mirage Radar? I'm trying to remember.
He got bamboozled.
Yeah, it happens in randomizers. I mean, that's really what causes most of the time randomizers to happen. So yeah, Trench led to the Mirage Radar, that's right. And yep. I'm wondering if Luigimeister forgot that the Trench was on the Path of the Void.
I mean, the hint didn't put Trench directly on Path of the Void. It's just that we found the Trench page on a Path of the Void spot.
Okay. Yeah, so he probably forgot to write down then that... like what happened to me, I forgot what item I got on my Path of the Void chain, and it led to me hunting all over.
Yes, he does have the page, he just doesn't have the submarine key.
Yep. Which is at, oh that's right, the submarine key was at the Odin spot, so if you're not doing those World 3 checks, like the open ones, yeah. Randomizer's gonna randomize sometime.
So Gilgamesh 2 is actually a good fight to get here. It's not a hard fight, except at the end he's going to triple buff and jump. So maybe he could kill one character who will then miss out on XP and nope.
Thankfully it wasn't Lena this time. Lena gets to live.
So yeah, it's a good fight compared to Antlion. Because Antlion, even if you kill him quickly, he just only gives 20 ability point.
Yeah, even killing Antlion, you're like, well, that was anticlimactic.
Gilgamesh 2 doesn't give any XP either. So far we had 2 Void bosses spot, which didn't give any XP. So we're at like level 34?
Kuros, I don't know. Oops, sorry. Rom, didn't mean to peek over there. Kuros, I don't know if there is any plans to do that. The randomizer is in the public release version. I'm not sure how much more developed Cleartonic is going to do on the randomizer. They are there, but they really don't do anything.
Yeah, Omega has been put like to his mobile, and Shinryu is always on his vanilla spot, and his chest always has the vanilla Ragnarok. The only twist, if I remember correctly, is that Shinryu has random status, random elemental weaknesses.
Yeah, that I do remember.
Yeah. And that's the chicken knife in the pyramid.
Yes, I mean, it's a good find.
I mean, that's a good find, but we have like Ragnarok, Excalibur, Brickblade. We have better elsewhere.
Yeah, you've got better options, especially without Dance to really amplify it up. Now, one thing that has been added to the randomizers, we do have a alternative boss that you can face outside of Neo X Death. that you can also use to beat the game. They're called the portal bosses, and they are right at the portal right before you would go to face on Neo X Death. There is 3 currently different portal bosses, and they're all pretty hard. They are on par with they're on par. Just level 5 Dooms, poor Adam Timmy, I like to call him. The portal bosses are on par with Neo X Death in difficulty, and we do have it set to random. So if ever anybody feels just like, oh, I don't want to take on Neo X Death is probably easier than the 3 portal bosses actually. So you probably won't see anybody in the race do them. Also, because most people don't practice them. But they are an additional boss if you want to take on something other than Neo X Death every single time.
I mean, you would lose more time going for them because you would need to go to the last room of the void to get the code of the void, to then go to Phoenix Tower and actually fight them there.
Yeah, if anything, we would make them the alternative objective. Like, hey, you cannot kill Neo X Death to win the game. You have to go do go do the portal bosses as like a separate tournament where it'd be like, hey, this is what else is being done.
And we have Biblos. So Biblos is really something nice to have here because Biblos is not heavy and he's weak to fire. So X Zone works, Fire 3 Sword works. That's a good boss to have there. Really easy.
Yep, just suck him to the X Zone dimension.
Yeah, so you could X Zone the Adamantine or level 5 Doom 2. You can X Zone Biblos. That's 2 free bosses here.
Yeah. To run into him here, you'll take that every time. Especially because, like, I'm trying to remember. So I know Final Fantasy VI, Kefka's Tower has, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 required bosses. 3 towers, the Guardian,
and the dragons. But the dragons.
No, the dragons aren't required. It's the guy that comes out of the pipe, the 3 statues, and the Guardian. So 5, and then Kefka's 6. I think in here, I forget how many bosses we actually go through in this zone, in the void. Is it 5 as well?
And Giltos.
Did we find who? Found Giltos?
And the magic lamp was actually in the pyramid. So
magic lamp's not a bad find.
So what's good with the magic lamp is that Odin from the magic lamp will always do true edge.
Another free boss for Freddeh.
Yeah, good thing he unequipped the Berserker.
Yeah.
So magic lamp with Odin will always cast true edge, which means on Neo X Death Phase 2, you will be able to one-shot one of the 4 parts because it is actually killable. So
Freddie's probably gone to grab a quick break. It's very common when you run into Go-Go to put your controller down and go do like, man, I gotta go put some laundry in real quick, or
toilet, or just hydrate yourself. The alternative is if Go-Go is on a low HP spot, you can just one-shot him. Which is faster, but you have to one-shot him. If you don't, Go-Go will counter-attack, and if you attack him 2 times without killing him, he will meet you
over and over again. Yeah, he is not a fun fight to do. So yeah, it's easier to just set your controller down and go, I'll wait the 3 minutes, I'll come back in a little bit.
Gonna need Necrophobia Twintania. Oh, that would be touchy.
That would be rough.
Well, actually, we haven't seen that many bosses from the void.
We've seen Twintania though. We know Twintania cannot be on the last two.
We have seen Twintania. We have seen Calofistery. We have seen Azulmagia, but we haven't seen Catastrophe, Helicanaso, or Necrophobe.
Yeah, there is still some of the higher level bosses that you could run into here. You might get lucky and just not run into them. Looks like Luigi ran into Abductor here in the top of the pyramid. That's just going to be a pretty quick fight. He should be able to make quick work of it.
So where's that Giltos or Samurai? Because I see Kryle with a Samurai.
Yeah, he got Samurai Crystal, so that's how I think he got it. Yeah, Kryle's the Samurai right now.
Yeah.
So that must have been in the pyramid then.
Yep. But Freddeh might still have hope of finding Giltos. Like the comment. Maybe, we can hope, or maybe not.
And there goes Go-Go. Say goodbye, Go-Go.
Oh, he actually did. So there were both ways to get Giltos.
Oh, they actually. So the skill was in Path of the Void, but the crystal was in the pyramid.
Yeah, so Samurai
Interesting.
Crystal was in the pyramid. So yeah, Luigi Meister got baited, and that was all for nothing, actually.
Yeah, I don't think Freddie's gonna still use Guild Toss though. I mean, he might use it a little bit, but he doesn't really have the gold to make super high use of it.
No, Earth Hammer Chest was not Samurai. I saw something else there that was good, but that was not Samurai.
Yeah. All right, so Freddie is on to kind of the last section of the Void, because I don't think he's. I'm wondering if he's gonna take on the last boss right before the portal. Probably not though. Wing Raptor. Okay, this has been another pretty easy.
This is free. So
Yeah.
Wing Raptor is actually heavy, so you cannot use Extone or Odin, and is apparently immune to death.
Yep, but he's a pretty easy boss.
It's easy, unless he closes his wing, then you just don't attack him.
Yeah.
You don't.
Which he does have Berserker up, so it could get a little hairy, but I think he's hoping maybe he can just out-damage
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. The Earth Armor Chest was Magic Lamp.
Okay.
So only Luigi Meister got the Magic Lamp.
Berserk Gallop with a bow did 5k on that crit. I'm starting to like Berserk and bows more and more.
The thing is, with Berserkers, you want Wing Raptor to remain open.
Yeah.
Because you don't want Berserkers to attack the closed wings.
Like I said, I think he's just trying to beat it before he even goes to that page. I will say, my absolute favorite trick to do in this game, I love the Berserker class. I will always try to use Berserker with the Rune Axe and then use the Thornlet to underflow him, because it's so much fun.
Yeah, Strazer does that. No, not Strazer. Windfox does that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Berserker job.
And yes, Wing Raptor can be paralyzed, so
Okay, so yeah, that's what he's doing. I think he's Mind Blasting it over and over. Oh no, Luigi's going to Fork Tower. He's really far off now. I'm really surprised he just is like not doing the Odin check.
He's just looking for the Submarine Key, and he overlooked Odin's spot.
Yeah, which, if you're not looking for it, I mean, I always try to tell people before you go do checks that require other key items, just do your open checks first.
Yeah.
Just because they're normally pretty quick and easy to get to as well. That you don't have to go through some pyramid or anything like that. It's right there.
Yeah, it's an open check, really easy. Fork Tower is horrible.
Yes.
In Vanilla, it's horrible because you have to split your party, but you know who the bosses are. In Randomizer, you don't know who the bosses are.
Yep.
And you would have to do the climb again, but Flare.
Even if they're just the vanilla bosses there, even if it literally is the vanilla bosses in the Fork Tower, it's still bad in the randomizer.
It's bad, but at least you can prepare beforehand.
Yeah.
If you get a
Catastrophe
boss, if you get
Bahamut
boss or a French vanilla boss, one of the two in the other spot.
Exactly, running into Omniscient here is bad.
And you need to reset up your party. You have to climb all the way.
Alright, so, Freddy's making his way quickly to the final fight.
Getting some crystal equipments, that's really good. Especially since he has Freelancer who can equip those. That's the best gear in the game.
There's X-Fight. Woo!
Free X-Fight? Nice.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We might equip that on Ferris instead of putting out Berserker, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know which one would technically put out more damage. There's so many of those small calculations that's always hard to tell. Alright, let's see who Luigi's gonna be fighting.
I mean,
okay, not a bad boss.
It depends if you want to target a boss in a
Alright, so he's actually gonna take on Necrophobia in Vanilla Spot.
Oh, Vanilla.
Yeah, he's just gonna reset. He's like, nope.
That's an instant reset. Yes, of course.
Just nope. I do not even want to deal with you, Necrophobia. Just I'll run my butt all the way back.
Yeah, we're just going to. We're just going to bail out of that safe point.
Interesting. Is he going back to sell some stuff to do Guild Toss then?
He's going back to do his shopping and sell stuff.
Yeah, he looks like he's doing Guild Toss then.
Yeah, he needs more. He needs.
I don't think then maybe he's gonna do full Guild Toss because I don't think he's gotten the stuff for Samson's potion, so he might just be going like, "Hey, I'll berserk these two, and then
He
I'll."
has. He should have. Like, he has Revivifies, he has
Oh,
Antidotes,
does he?
so he should have enough for Samson's power.
Okay. So, okay, yeah, then it looks like he's just gonna switch over to
Unless he forgot to buy them, but I doubt that.
Nope, he's going for it. There's Mix. There's Guild Toss. Okay. There's
Mix.
times where I just kind of want to ban the Samurai job, because I feel like Guild Toss, like, a lot of the races just come down to, I found Guild Toss, I found Chemist, I'm good to go.
Alright, and there's Lena, who instead of going with Freelancer is going to Mimic for 2 reasons. First, she died a lot, so she couldn't master a lot of jobs.
Yep.
Second, having a third command can be good, like to get Blue Magic or Time Magic to get Hast and Big God. So yeah, that's why Galuf got Blue and White. So basically, there's going to be healing and buffing from blues instead of guild tossing. But since Bards and Faris mastered some jobs and got some levels, Freelancer is good for them. No, he's equipping Mimic. Why is he giving Sing?
I don't know.
He has Geltos, right? Why?
I don't know. He has Heroic Song.
I mean, he should have all the materials to actually have Mix.
Yeah, I don't know if there's too many spots where Sing is just better than Chemist Mixing.
Yeah, no, he has Revivifies and Antidotes. That's Samson's power.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's wanting to Sing for Heroic or Sing for Speed.
Yeah, there is Speed and I think it's Life Song that gives you regen. And regen is actually nice to tell you, yeah, Vitality Song, thanks. And it tells you easily what your level is.
Man, unfortunately, LuigiMeister just having a rough go of this. I mean, he's still stuck on that sandworm. He's got to feel like he's pretty far behind too. If I was in his spot, I'd be like, oh man, I've spent so much time, still have not found it. At that point, you're really kind of hoping that Freddie went down the same rabbit hole that you did, but I don't think he thinks that he did. It'll be interesting to ask him, hey, when you got to this point, did you feel like you were still on par, or did you feel like you were pretty far behind?
I don't think he wants to use Sing as a placeholder, because first, if you wanted a placeholder, you would use a buff like HP plus percent or MP plus percent to survive more or cast more spells. Item is also a good placeholder. And if you wanted Mimic, he has the Mimic command.
Yeah, just goes to show you how much all goes into sometimes the planning of, like, with all these different options, like, all right, what is the most optimal setup here? And unless you know kind of all these really, really in-depth stuff, I mean, it could just be that in his mind this works out better, and yeah, we can kind of like armchair quarterback. But when you're in the minute of the race and you're just like, oh, I'm ready to go, I need to get to access now. Sometimes you don't think through all that kind of stuff. Like, well, you don't have the time to sit and go, well, this is technically better because in this situation you're just like, I've got to get going.
So actually, Hero might be better if you have another way to block White Hole. Well, mainly if you have ribbons or Aegis Shield. And yeah, it's true that Sing gives you all the perks than leveling up, like Vitality Song, Speed Song. But yeah, Mix is really powerful.
The hardest thing about Chemist is having to remember all the different Chemist mixes. Really, like, it can really do just about everything. So you either have like a cheat sheet pulled up, or you just kind of memorize them. And it's one of those jobs that, like, it can really do almost everything you need it to do.
Yeah, I use notes on my Google sheet personally. And Luigi finished Fog Tower only to get some Bard's Closet.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm hoping Luigi's just not like too heartbroken, because I mean, if I spent that much time getting through the Fork Tower and got nothing out of it, I'd be like, I don't even know where to go now.
I mean, he pretty much knows he lost.
Yeah, at that point, you've got to feel like there's almost no way for me to catch up.
And that's Catastrophe.
the other boss you do not want to see,
Oh,
especially because
that's-
you don't have a way to float wall ring it.
I mean, we have wool and we have float because he has the time mage. So we could set it up, but he would need to restart the wool fog tower and climb all the way back.
Exactly.
Knowing the first boss has nothing. So yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, this just turned out to be a really rough work tower. We do have Freddeh going into the first part of the Ted fight, or into Ted Tree X Death. If you've wondered why we keep calling them Ted and Ned, Tree X Death and Neo X Death here. Putting up that earth wall, should be putting up that mighty guard pretty quickly as well.
Yeah. So Big Ward gives you float, armor, and shell. So basically all the possible armors except wool. And
there's life shield. Yep.
Life shield immunes you to instant death, so it immunes you to white hole.
Yep. Unfortunately, there is no Easter egg for finishing it with Gallop. You just get the pleasure of knowing Gallop did not die this time.
So the only character that won't get life shield would be someone who has either an Aegis shield or ribbon, but that's not the case here. All characters have life shield. And
there's the same power set up.
So yeah, even if you don't have mix on the character, if he has mimic, he can keep boosting the character by mimicking, but they all have mix here.
Yep.
Also, if you have only one guild toss, you are going to mainly buff that character's level. You don't need to do the same for the others.
But I think everybody here has got Guild Toss. Yeah, he's going to buff everybody up. And then we're going to Guild Toss like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, but only Bass has Guild Toss, I think. Oh no, they can mimic the Guild Toss.
They can mimic the Guild Toss, yeah. And then if you mimic Guild Toss, does it actually cost the gold as well?
Yes, it does.
Does it?
So,
okay.
Mimic only makes magic
free,
but it does spend money.
Okay, because I know I've had the time where I used Quick X Magic Bahamut, and then I just had everybody mimic that.
Yeah,
and
no.
There's just like no magic required here, folks.
Yeah, no. Maybe Freddeh doesn't know that it still consumes money. But,
does he not have enough gold? I
yeah,
thought he sold almost everything. Yeah.
He has way enough money. But maybe he thinks mimic is faster, but...
We'll find out. Alright, here comes the Guild Toss.
Whoop. No, it doesn't consume mix ingredients, but it does consume money.
There's that max damage just coming out.
Yeah,
just make it quick work.
The satisfying quad 9.
Yep, that tree has no chance.
That's a good question. How does Mimic work with Magic Lamp? I think it just uses the Magic Lamp normally, so it cycles through the next summon normally.
Does it?
Yeah. So
it casts the next, okay.
It just uses the Magic Lamp normally. So, Tree Exodus is dead, and now he gets engulfed by a void.
So Ted calls his brother Ned out. Hey Ned, come in. Ned, get in here. I need you to take care of these guys.
It's even more funny if you have Final Fantasy Dissidia and you know Exodus' voice.
I've not actually heard his voice in Final Fantasy Dissidia.
Why? I had the power of the void.
Does he have a really deep voice? I could see Gallop, tree. Why does a tree have a deep... How does a tree even know how to talk? And, I guess as a tree, you're just like, okay, I guess I want a low voice if I'm an evil tree.
And what's even more funny is that the final boss from FF3 is the Dark Cloud, the Cloud of Darkness. And she also likes the idea of void. And they both have interactions if you fight one against each other, and Exodus will say something like, "The void you seek is false."
So, Neaterific, how can a tree be good or evil? So basically the story behind the tree, spoiler warnings if you've not played this game, it came out in 92. I feel like we're well past spoiler warning territory. But basically, in a long time ago, they trapped a whole bunch of evil demons inside the tree. So the tree became sentient and became evil because they were trapping all these evil spirits inside of it. Yeah, Rogan has it there in the chat. But yeah, that's exactly what happens. So, don't go finding a tree and shoving a whole bunch of evil spirits inside of it. Otherwise, you'll make that tree sentient.
And I think
There's
that's
time.
done.
Yep, there's that flash
That's
that we're looking for.
Time. Official time is 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 50 seconds. GG's Freddeh, congratulations!
GG to Freddeh, an amazingly well-run race. We thought it was going to be an extremely fast jet seed, but...
And Luigi did not have his gun mode, and he's asking in the chat, let me guess, subkeys on Gilgamesh 4, and nope, it was actually on Odin.
Yeah.
And that's really something. It's really harsh when someone tells you, nope, it was on a free spot. Like, is it accessible?
It was on the free spot of the bingo card, and you're like, oh, I forgot the free spot.
Yeah, so Freddeh is telling Luigi all the logical chain. Because
let me see if I can actually get Freddeh in here to see if he wants to do an interview.
Yes.
All right, so I think we're going to be able to get Freddeh in here, so he should be joining us shortly. And then, yes, also, yeah, Louis, you both can join.
And welcome. Welcome, Freddeh, and congratulations.
GG's.
So, how did you feel when you got the Walls Tower key, and just immediately after you did Odin and got the submarine key? How do you feel about dodging that bait?
Super happy, honestly. I'm like, I could do Walls Tower after that, but nah, I'm just gonna go check Odin first. Walls Tower was gonna be my next check, but
yeah,
it was already World 3, or I guess I had to go out of the total power, but whatever. It just felt like a World 3 sub key.
Yeah, you definitely avoided a red herring, because unfortunately Luigi did go to Walls Tower, which then led him on the path to the Fork Tower. So you definitely dodged a bullet that one. That one really could have gone out of the way.
It wasn't.
Well, I had the Elder Branch, and I just was kind of like, I could do more Forest, but I'm pretty sure I would have probably gone and done more Forest. I'm not sure if I would have done Fork Tower over Odin spot still. I still probably would have done Odin first.
Yeah.
But I was like 50-50 on if I was going to actually be able to kill X Death, but managed to make it through there, making Windfox proud, basically.
Yeah, that was a good Berserker strat.
Yeah, I definitely like the bow Berserkers.
Double Zerker Hunter, let's go.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun strategy that we always get to see, and especially with the Yoichi bow, because that Yoichi bow can put out some serious damage.
Yeah, it really can. Like, it's what I was told was the way to go, and
yeah, that or like the Artemis bow. The Artemis bow could also put out some really heavy damage there. So, but Yoichi bow, you just get the high rolls with the crits, and it just feels so good. And you're like, yeah. That was a 5k crit right there.
Yeah, so, just 5k crit X Death to death. I don't need to get staged. I forgot about the damn stage tabs in the Kuza Castle that I could have used, because that's the one that breaks to holy, right?
Yeah, but ultimately you did go with the tried and true strats that we've been seeing a lot of the runners use, which is the chemist mix into Gil Toss. It always seems like if you hit that, if you get Gil Toss, you're just like, and you have chemist already, you're like, okay, well I know how I'm beating X Death now without too much of a struggle.
So
it was such an 11th hour Gil Toss though. Like,
by the way,
am I actually going to get Gil Toss?
Sorry. I wanted to ask, why did you use 3 mimics in the end? I can understand why you wouldn't use the why you would use the mimic instead of a freelancer for Lena, because she didn't get to master many jobs. But I was surprised to see 3 mimics.
It's just ease of backups, honestly. Like, you only need 1 Gil Toss if you have mimics. You can just Gil Toss mimic.
Mimic does consume gills.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't like take up a slot in your abilities. So that let me have extra white magic, just in case.
That's a solid point.
X Death decided to be a jerk at the start.
That's true.
Yeah, really good
So
point there,
there's
actually.
yeah. The only
Yeah.
annoying part is at the very start of uh Body Ned, whatever the Neo X death.
Ted.
Um
Ted or Ned?
Ned, because
The
the
body part.
mimics think you're still attacking Ted,
Yeah.
and you have to wait for the first one to come around. But yeah, I was kind of going between when I was in Mirage, like, do I just buy what I can here and just assume I'm not using Guiltos strats, or do I try to save as much money as I can and hope I get it in the way on the way too? And I just kept getting not Guiltos on the way through the thing. I'm like, I'll check that. I don't like checking the castle checks because they're kind of slow, but Guiltos can save so much time in that case because I didn't like. I was kind of annoyed because I never found scan.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing like Guiltos strats or flare strats or something or level 3 flare strats, I like to have the scan so I can make sure I don't accidentally counting as hard, basically. So I want to be able to check how close I am. Like I wasn't. It wouldn't have been too bad of a fight. I could have done it without Guiltos. With haste 2, big guard, break sword, mind blast. Like it wouldn't have been a huge problem.
Yeah, you
And
had the stuff to
also
do it without it, but what we
mixing.
did find funny was that every single Go mode item was located in World 1. You got
Was it really? Oh yeah, because the
Imperium
last
Bracelet
tablet
was
ended
there,
up being
and all 3 tablets were in World 1.
yeah, because Desert actually was the yeah.
Yup.
What was actually in World 2? Was anything in World 2? Moogle Suit was in
Not off
World
the top of my
2.
head do
Yeah,
I
Google was
remember.
the way I do an item.
That was also a very
So there was the Adamantite.
underwhelming.
There was the Adamantite in Exodus Castle,
Oh yeah,
and
which
Google went
led to
away.
the Moogle Suit. Moogle Suit was also in World 1.
Google went away had another item though.
I don't all remember. I've got a really short
Yeah, the
memory.
steamship key. No, the steamship was in Northern Mountain. I remember it had something.
Mirage Radar was in Trench,
Yep,
Yep.
Mirage Raider was in Trench
and
because that led you
Sandworm
to.
Bait was in Bahamut.
That was that, yeah,
So yeah,
Bahamut, yeah. That's the way that path went. But overall, GG's. It was an amazing race to watch. Like I said, it was just kind of one of those where you made the right call and did that Odin check, and that really is what paid the dividends to you because you both were pretty close the entire race. And it
yeah,
just goes to show sometimes it's just that one check where one person checks one thing and the other checks the other. And the rabbit hole goes the right way for one person and the wrong way for the other.
yeah. That can be tough.
There is something else. So Luigi actually had the lead for quite some time, but after he got he switched the conjure setup so he could get red mages. He lost the lead
Yeah.
because there were many non-heavy bosses that you kept one-shotting
Yeah.
while he couldn't do it, and that's where you actually took the lead.
Yeah, that was the other big thing. Yeah, we did see quite a few of the bosses where you were just like, conjure Odin dead, conjure Odin dead.
Yeah,
There was quite a few in the middle of that run. I noticed. Yeah, that makes sense. Like there was no reason to switch off of Conjure Odin strats for anything in World 1. Honestly, like
Yeah.
that kills
Conjure
everything. in a
Odin
few
normally will
hits.
carry you through most of World 1 and a good part of through World 2. Just because you're like,
Yeah.
even if they don't die instantly, you're still doing like 1500 piercing damage. Like it makes Carbuncle
Yeah.
so much easier because you're just like, oh, you've got your shell up. That's cool. Odin says hello. So,
Yeah, Odin's like, hey, how's it going? Smack.
So,
But yeah, I was like the double reset to beginning the Ifrit chest strats. In Castle. I just completely autopiloted getting it the second time. Like, wait, no, I didn't want that. Reset again.
yeah, so it looks like your opponent for next week has already been determined. So you're going to be playing Garlisle next week. And then Luigi Meister will be facing Slackaholicus. And then we just have the one last race today. Or no, we have one race tonight at 10 o'clock. And then we have one last race tomorrow morning. And that will complete our week 1 of the Final Fantasy Career Day Premier Tournament.
yes, indeed. So in a few hours, there is Ibikama versus Dryzelizer, and tomorrow in the morning we will see Francis Arpey versus HXC Jaders. So
And then Freddie, I
And
believe are you restreaming that tomorrow
I'm restreaming
or
Karma
tonight?
versus Dryza tonight.
That's
Yep.
right, you are restreaming
It
that
should be
tonight.
a really good match, by the way. So
Yeah,
if
those
you
two
enjoyed
are.
this, go check that one out. It should be
Yeah,
real
those
close.
two, I think, along with Dryzalizer, are probably the top contenders to win this thing. IB Karma and WinFox normally run this thing like every single night. They do a race together, so they have been grinding out this randomizer. So if you kind of want to see two of our expected like seed ones, it's going to be that race to catch tonight. But well, I don't have anything else to say. Rom, do you have anything else to say before we get out of here?
well, World 1.
World 1.
World
I just
one.
want to say thank you for commentating, guys. It's appreciated as always.
We always have a blast doing it.
Thank you
Thank
for
you to
putting in such
Swerb.
requests. Thank you for playing, and GG's.
Yep.
GG's. Yeah, no, thank you to Swerb for tracking as well, and Karma for restreaming this one.
Yep.
So we're basically switching restreaming and running duties, I guess, today.
It always seems to work that way, especially when you have a smaller thing. So
Indeed. But it's still fun. I'm enjoying it.
all right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out again. Do check out all the other amazing randomizer races that are going on right now on Randomania. I do see Karma does have the schedule coming up, and there is so much going on right now. Do you like Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise? Well, guess what? There's a league going on for that right now. Do you like Final Fantasy VI? Well, guess what? The Kefka Grand Prix and the weekly race is going on tonight. Do you like Final Fantasy V Career Day? Well, guess what? We also have a Final Fantasy V Career Day coming out. Do you like something different? Do you like Dragon Warrior? Well, guess what? There is also a Dragon Warrior. The Winter League is going on right now. So if there is a randomizer of a game you like somewhere on Randomania, there is probably a race of it going on sometime this week. So keep your eyes peeled out for that. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And again, tune in tonight for the Karma WinFox race. It's sure to be a banger. That's all I have for me. It was amazing commentating with you, Rom.
Thank you. It was amazing commentating with you too.
All right.
So,
bye, everybody.
Thanks everyone for watching, and let's get on Randomania 2 for some Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide.